All right. Hello, everybody. So I'm coming here to do a September game pickups. There's been a lot of sales and a lot of stuff going on, so we were able to pick up like just a bunch of stuff pretty much in the last just few weeks. So I thought I'd give you kind of a gaming update. Um, so first off, a few weeks ago, we went up to New Fire, which we talked about in quite a few of our videos. See what they had. We hadn't got to get up there in a while since we moved and everything, but it was cool seeing everybody. So we went up there. The wife found a copy of Tetris 2 for the NES, which was pretty cool. I found a copy of Dune for the Sega CD, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I think there was like an old adventure game Dune, and then there was like the real-time strategy game. I don't know which one that is yet. I haven't had a chance to hook it up. Maybe I'll do that after this video. So that was pretty cool. Then over the weekend, New Fire had a midnight opening, for release for the 101 for the Wii U. Which, nobody was really interested in getting the game, unfortunately. But it was an excuse to have the gaming community kind of come together, eat pizza or soda, shop for other stuff, and, generally hang out and have fun. The cool thing was that it was, like a Nintendo sale. So, like, depending on how much it was, like say if a game was less than I think $20 or $25, it was 25% off. If it was over that, it was 15% off, and pretty much everything Nintendo was for sale. So you went from DS games, Wii, GameCube, all the legacy systems and everything. So it was really cool, just to go in and look. Fortunately, at the time, it was kind of before payday and stuff, so I wasn't able to get a whole lot. But I did pick up Metroid Other M. The wife's a big Metroid nut, and she hadn't actually picked that up yet. And then I got Blue Dragon Plus for the DS because I really liked Blue Dragon on the 360. And I'd always saw the game, but I just never got around to getting it. It's kind of different than I expected. It's like a turn-based strategy game, and for some reason I was expecting kind of an RPG like the first one, so it kind of surprised me a little bit. But it seems pretty cool so far. So that was most of the New Fire stuff. Now the midnight openings for games. I think they did one for GTA 5, and I believe they're doing one for every Nintendo release throughout the rest of the year, like the major ones. So I know they're doing Pokemon whatever and whatever coming out with the 2DS. They're doing one in October. But yeah, if you go to their Facebook page or I think their website, it should talk about what their other release dates are. I can't remember. There's like 3 or 4 more coming throughout the year. I just don't remember the specific games, but I'm sure they'll do sales and everything like that and have pizza and generally a festive atmosphere for whatever they're doing. So, definitely look for it. I'll try and put a link in the description of the video. Now, next, I went to a consignment store today, kind of like a Goodwill, but not associated with the chain. I think it's just like a local shop, and they actually had a couple game things that kind of surprised me, but I was cool to see them, so I picked them up. First is I got an Atari controller, which I don't have one, but I believe this is for a 7800. Feels like it's got a paddle and everything built into it. Looks like in good shape, a little dirty. The Atari, is a little scratched up there, but otherwise it's in good shape. It was $5, so it seemed like a decent deal to me. Could not find the system it's supposed to go to anywhere. Asked the guy, and he said nope. If it was there, he probably would have bought it, so missed out on that. But I got a cool controller, so if I get a 7800, I already got a controller, and I would assume that'll probably work on a 2600. I could be wrong, but I'll have to look up on that. And they also had, and I don't know if you look for this, but when you go to Goodwill, you go to any kind of consignment shop, antique mall, places like that, they don't know a game from a music CD. So a lot of times if you look through their CD collection, those jewel cases, you'll find PS1 games. Some rarely I'll find like a Sega CD game in a jewel case. I'll find some Dreamcast games usually, which is pretty cool. And I mean, similarly, usually PS2 games are shoved in with the movies. You know, sometimes they have them separate, but normally they're just in with the movies and stuff. And I have to admit, most of the time I find a Dreamcast game, it's NFL 2K1 or whatever, you know, kind of junk titles that nobody wants. But I guess if I ever want a complete collection, I'm going to have to buy it at some point. But they actually had a game I hadn't seen out. They had, and I don't know if that's coming in, Hydro Thunder for the Dreamcast, which was really cool. It's a fun game. I like it. My wife loves it. Used to play it all the time in the arcade and could get like every trophy she wanted or whatever out of it. So it was cool to find. You know, it was their basic movie or game price. It was like $4 or whatever, you know. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I picked that up. Then we actually went to a Goodwill, and I found Finding Nemo for the PS2 for like $3. So my wife's been she's been lucking out so far in this video, hasn't she? But she's been you know, collecting Disney games and stuff, so it was cool to find that. So I got an email from GameStop, you know, being on their little email list, that they had a free Pokemon for Pokemon Black and White and Black 2 and White 2, I think. And my wife has Black and she likes playing it, so she wanted to get the Pokemon. So we went to GameStop to you know, get the free download and all that stuff. So while we were there, they were having a huge sale. And like, you know how you go into GameStop and they have that bin of like markdown games that are like $8-9 and they're usually a bunch of trash titles? Well, they had a sign up saying that those games in that bin were 50% off the marked price. So like if the game was $8, it's now $4. So we went to, luckily it's kind of funny, right around us there are like 2 GameStops pretty easy to get to, and we happened to go to Walmart and there was a GameStop there, so we went to one GameStop. And they had a few games and we picked them up. Then we decided, well, let's have dinner and then we'll just go to another one and look. So we went there. They had a few things, so we picked them up. And then we went to the last one, and I guess evidently they were corporate or they were organized, I'm not sure which, because they had games for sale, but they also had this posted up next to the bin. So any game on this list, whether it's in that bin or not, and to be honest with you, this is small print, there's at least 200 titles on here. And we're talking Wii, 360, PS3, Vita, 3DS, DS, for sale. So pretty much whatever the marked price is on them for the used copy, it's 50% off. I don't know if this, let's see. Well, you know, if they do the fine print on here, it says you must purchase 3 eligible games for the discount. So it's valid 8/19 through 9/8. So it may already be expired, but I don't know. Our GameStop's just started doing it and didn't seem to notice that. So your mileage may vary, but if your GameStops are just doing it like ours are, you should probably go check, because I've got a huge stack of games here we ended up buying today. The most expensive game was $8. Some of these games were only $1.50. We kind of cleaned them up a little bit, so I don't have the prices on them, but yeah, it was pretty decent, you know. So the first one we got, Red Steel 2 for the Wii, which I've seen played. I haven't really played that much, but it looks very cool. We got this one because we thought our son would kind of get a kick out of it, maybe. Wii Music, I believe it was only $3 or $4. Heavy too. That thing's got a huge manual in it. I don't know if you ever picked that up. It was like a 1-pound case for a disc. And we also got Wii Play, because we had Wii Sports, but we never actually got Wii Play. So, you know, another $2-3 title. My wife found De Blob, which is pretty cool. And this is one we've seen a couple times, but we never picked up, but it looked really interesting. I don't know if you guys know anything about it. The Core Gang, or the Core Gang. Outvasion from Inner Earth. So, if you know anything about the game, let me know. Hopefully it's good. It's an Atari game, right? So that means it has to be quality and awesome, right? So, let's see. Then my wife, we got Bash Party Boom Blocks. And the last Wii game we got was Cursed Mountain. So, like I said, most of these games are $3-4 a piece because it's, the cheap bargain bin used stuff that's been marked down, then 50% off. And like I said, they are covering all systems, and I don't know, I've heard lackluster things about it, but you know what, when it gets down to $5, Nintendo Land for the Wii U. So hopefully it's better than some of the gamer sites have made it sound. And my wife got Dream Trigger 3D for the 3DS, which he's already played a little bit and said it's weird. Moving on to the 360, we got Kinect Disneyland Adventures. Should be interesting. We got to play a little bit. A friend brought it over and it seemed okay. Fable 3 was, I believe, the pre-owned copy they had marked down in the bin was like $8.99. It was 50% off, so it was like $4.50. This actually was the most expensive game we got, was Once Upon a Monster, because it was, I believe, $18 in the bin, which means it was $9 to get, or $8 to get. So there you go. That's the most expensive game we bought right there. Then the last few games here are PS3 games. We got Medieval Moves, Blaze Blue, Calamity Trigger, Syndicate, and Dark Void. Dark Void, I don't know. I remember watching the stuff on it, like Destructoid or whatever, and it was like this vertical flipped shooter kind of up the wall thing with jetpacks and stuff, and it looked really cool. But evidently it must have really sucked because it was like $3.80 in the bargain bin, and it was 50% off, so it was literally like $1.57 or something like that. So probably not the best quality game, or probably just not one of those that clicked with the mass market, but as a collector we usually like things a little more eclectic than I guess the masses do. But yeah, that was our gaming pickups. It was massive. I can't put a guess on it altogether how much we spent, but it was really not much for what we got, I don't think. But anyway, wanted to throw this out and let you guys know. I'm going to try and shoot some reviews and stuff here. I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight or tomorrow. Try and do that. And then probably in just a couple weeks it'll be the September Toyman Toy Show, so of course we'll have video and stuff from that. And yeah, so that's where we're at. We've got some cool pickups. Man, I wish that 7800 was there. Because I got a 2600 and I got a Jaguar and a Lynx, and I'm missing everything in between, so that would have been cool to pick up one of those. But yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna call it there. So thanks for watching. Actually, when I get done with this, I think I'm gonna go try and download MechWarrior Online because I hear it just launched today, so that's probably gonna be my next experiment. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think of the pickups, or let me know if the GameStops in your area are still doing the sale, because the dates are off from what was there, but they all had them going and they were all doing it. So if you got a GameStop near you, I would recommend getting out there and looking, because these games on here are not all shovelware. I mean, there's some decent titles on here. Kane and Lynch Dead Men, Killzone 2, Killzone Liberation on the PSP, Prototype. Fortunately I don't know a whole lot about some of these. I mean, obviously there's a lot of sports games on here, but there's some really decent titles on here depending on what you're looking for. So go out there, see if they've got this. Dead or Alive 4 on the 360, Duke Nukem Forever, which most people didn't like, but I thought it was fun. But I like the old school shooters, so but definitely go out there, see if they're doing it, see if you can get this list, because if it's not in that bin, if they've got it in the store, they'll pull it off the used shelf. It might be on the PS3 used games, it might be wherever. It doesn't necessarily have to even be in that bin. So definitely go look, because it's well worth it if there's something you're looking for. So thanks for watching. We'll be back again soon.